What's up, Ginger Cornets? Recently, I've been thinking a lot about Pokemon's protagonist, because when it comes to main characters, Ash Ketchum, Satoshi, whatever you want to call him, is certainly a strange case. We all know that he's the protagonist of the Pokemon anime, but when you look at Pokemon as a whole, he really doesn't show up that much. Pokemon has always seemed more willing to use the game counterpart, Red, for the majority of projects, which has always been interesting to me, as Ash is definitely the more recognizable of the two. Is Ash really just the anime's version of Red and nothing else? Well, short answer, of course not. Like I said, Ash is a super recognizable character. Pokemon's creator, Satoshi Tajiri, has even stated that just Pikachu isn't enough, as having Ash alongside him represents a more human aspect of the franchise. And you know what? There really have been a lot of incarnations of the character. So I thought it would be fun to create a tier list of all the different versions of Ash I could find. This will include the anime, manga, or whatever other variations of the character I stumbled across. And yes, I'm aware that this Ash, and this Ash are technically all the same character, but just let me make this list how I want. So let's get into it. Here's every Ash Ketchum ranked from worst to best, starting with Original Series Ash. Of course, the Ash that started them all. This was the version of the character that saw the most changes in development, which makes sense. He had to go from a complete newbie to a fairly competent trainer. In the early days, Ash wasn't great when it came to strategizing, training effectively, or really anything. Hell, half his badges weren't even earned legitimately. But by the time Johto came around, his improvements were definitely noticeable, and he actually did fairly well in the Johto League. B tier. Advanced Generation Ash. Now that Ash has established himself as a trainer, there's only one thing to do: be a jerk. Throughout Hoenn, Ash was a tad bit full of himself. I do think people often overestimate this. Like, most of the time, he really wasn't that bad, but every now and then his douchiness would kick in, especially when he was around May. To be fair though, he was still a good trainer this time around, and was actually seen training with his Pokemon a lot more, so I can't fault him too much. Another B tier. Diamond and Pearl Ash. What can I say? They took the best part of AG Ash, being his training and battling skills, and removed the worst part, his cockiness. Yeah, there's a reason everyone loves this guy so much. So let's just say A tier and leave it at that. Best wishes, Ash. We made it. It's the soft reboot that everyone loves. In all honesty, this version of the character wasn't awful. I mean, it was still Ash, but making him forget some things and remember others was just super frustrating to watch. Also, his battle against Elisa was just embarrassing. D tier. XY Ash. This version of Ash certainly didn't look like a 10-year-old, I'll say that much. Nope, this is 100% Shonen Ash. This is definitely a weird one to rank. I mean, he did go through some character growth towards the end of the series. God, I feel like people will be mad no matter where I put this one. Insert shonen joke here tier. Yup, we're stooping to that level of comedy. Sun and Moon Ash. You know how I said people would get mad no matter where I put XY Ash? Can I take that back, please? Sun and Moon Ash is probably the most divisive version of the character, and I'd be lying if I said I didn't understand why. On the one hand, he's a goofy, yet honestly, more down-to-earth and relatable version of the timeless character. And on the other hand, people don't like his face. Yeah, the proportions are a bit wonky, but if you can get over that, I think this incarnation of Ash is one of the best yet. I mean, he did become champion after all. A tier. Pokemon Journeys Ash. Out of all the main series versions of Ash, this one is probably my favorite. It's basically Sun and Moon Ash with a hint of Shonen from XY, and I love it. I'd say S tier if he did use more than 2 Pokemon. I mean, sure, Pikachu and Lucario are awesome, but like, so are Dragonite and Gengar and Farfetch'd. Like, use them, please! A tier. Alternate Universe Ash. I don't know if this is a hot take or not, but I really like this incarnation of Ash. Upon rewatching I Choose You, I really like the subtle yet meaningful growth Ash went through with learning that winning isn't everything. And man, he really goes hard at times.
If only my first Pokemon had been a Squirtle or a Bulbasaur.
Beep.
In Power of Us, he's more or less his usual cheerful self, and I'm excited to see where Secrets of the Jungle takes the character. B tier. CGI Ash from Mewtwo Strikes Back Evolution. I know some people feel this design gnaws away at your soul, but I've seen worse. I mean, it's the same character, but he doesn't make a fourth wall-breaking joke about a football team. C tier. Electric Tail of Pikachu Ash. Alright, it's manga time. ETOP is pretty divisive among the Pokemon community, and while I won't get into that here, its version of Ash is pretty similar to that of the original series, albeit a bit more competent as a trainer. It is kinda weird though to see Ash interested in girls. C tier. Ash from the Ash and Pikachu manga. This Ash is basically just original series Ash and AG Ash together. So by the squeeze theorem, I guess B tier. While we're on the topic of manga, there are adaptations of DP, Journeys, as well as a lot of the movies. I'm not including these Ashes, as they're pretty much all the same as their anime counterparts, but I am mentioning them just cause I know someone's already gotten their comment ready. Mirror Ash, from that one XY episode. You know, after seeing this guy, Best Wishes Ash doesn't seem half bad. I definitely wouldn't want to watch a series starring this Ash, but it was a fairly enjoyable filler episode. D tier. Ash voiced by KZ Rogers. I'm kind of cheating with this one, but I thought it would be a fun inclusion. KZ Rogers voiced Ash in the original dub of Mastermind of Mirage Pokemon, and it's something.
I've got amazing Pokemon training skills!
Rogers is actually a really talented voice actor. I mean, she did do but I do think it was the right choice to recast. That is, unless she's voicing Ash in Burger King commercials, of course.
Maybe we should have used the door. Cool toy.
F tier. The F stands for funny. Ash's Friendship, the TCG card. This card allows you to draw 2 cards, plus an additional 2 cards if you have Ash's Pikachu GX in play. It was never released outside Japan, but whatever, because this card is garbage. Though it is cool to see Ash finally on an official supporter card. D tier. Ash from the Kids WB bumpers.
My Squirtle, that's your Pikachu.
What are you talking about?
Can a real Pokemaster get in on this game?
This Ash literally played poker against the Joker. What am I even supposed to say to that? Insert shonen joke here tier. You get it? Joke? Cause it's the Joker? I need to go to sleep. Alright, how about some games? Sun and Moon Demo Ash. Definitely the nicest version of the character. I mean, he literally gave me his super special Greninja. C tier. Pokemon Puzzle League Ash. This Ash is literally a pro panel Depone player. That's what we purists call Puzzle League. I'm sure Ash would get it.
They're starting an official Puzzle League tournament, and you are selected as one of the challengers.
I'll go sign up.
Fun fact, Panel Depone is actually my favorite puzzle game, so I'm glad to know there's at least one Ash who shares my love for it. You know I have to. S tier. And finally, Ash from the Pokemon newspaper comics. Apparently this was a thing. It started in the year 2000 and was short-lived and negatively received from fans and critics alike. One of the biggest complaints was for its art style. And yeah, this is pretty ugly. Also, my brain sees Pokemon characters and immediately tries to read the strip from right to left. Maybe I really am just a filthy weeb. F tier. I mean, look at this man. He's a very funny human. For all the wrong reasons. So there it is, the complete Ash Ketchum tier list. So class, what did we learn? Cause I've got nothing. Let me know what you think, and I'd love to see where you would rank each version of the character. Though, you don't have to go as overboard as I did. Please don't, for your own safety. Any of you guys read the Pokemon newspaper comic? Because I sure didn't know it existed. So they did release a print version back in the day, which was basically just like a collection of all the different comics from, I was about to say over the years, but it was really just like a little over 1 year. And because I have no self-control and I think it would be really funny, I ordered it, so hopefully that gets here soon. So who knows, maybe I can make a video on that. That might be kind of fun. So yeah, I hope everyone has a happy holiday, whatever you celebrate. And if it's not the holiday season, I hope it was great. As always, if you want to subscribe, it would really help me out a lot and I really appreciate it. And I'll see you later, Gator Taters.